Rolling Stone cited him as one of the 100 most greatest drummers of all time, and now he released a tell-all memoir that details his rise to the top.
When you read my book, you're going to see a kid that grew up in a town of 3,000 people with no mentors, nobody to guide me into rock and roll, and how I ended up making over 300 million records sold, 1,300 gold, platinum, diamond records. How did a little kid from a little town with nobody to tell him how to do this end up doing what I did and what I learned from this whole experience? The purpose of a drummer is to come up with a part and ideas that serve the song, to get the song on the radio, be number one for that artist. My message is dreams do come true, but the book points out that it not by accident. I made it happen. Making the book is how I made my career. Literally in story form, anything that has value takes time. And that process right there symbolizes my career. That's the beauty of it all. That door's closed, I open that door. If that door closes, I open that door. That's the story of my life. And it does talk about my personal life. I talk about 2 divorces. I talk about breaking up with John Mellencamp. The ultimate challenge with this book, was to tell my story, to be honest telling my story, but to say it in such a way that you're not burning bridges or offending anybody. And so I wanted to be respectful to my ex-wives and to John Mellencamp, because I care about all of them. You know, it's everybody's private life, too.
How about that? Oh, so nice. So nice. John Fogerty, ladies and gentlemen. How about that? Woo! I don't know. I don't want to tell you how to do your business. I think your drummer may be a little anemic.
What you'll learn in my book is that the glass is always full. In other words, there's always another way to see things. There's always another way to accomplish what you want. You get fired, there's another job. There's always another way. That's the big message. No does not mean no. No means just no to you, but then you go ahead and get what you want by going down a different path. That's all. There is no no. And I tell the story how when, 2 guys get fired, I almost get in a fist fight with John, and eventually I make the record a year and a half later, American Fool, that won 2 Grammys. And from that point on, I was making, we would rehearse for an album, do an album, rehearse for tour, do a tour, do promo before the tour, and that was a 2-year period. After 4 albums, 8 years later, John quits the band. What? Why would you do that? We'll go flying around in jets and we'll stay at Ritz-Carlton's and we're selling out arenas and people are going nuts for us. Why would you do that? He was burnt out. And I wasn't. So when I was in LA trying to break into sessions, I get a call from this guy, Don Was, formerly from Was Not Was and Detroit. And he calls me up and goes, "Dude, it's Don Was." I went, "Hey man, what's up?" He says, "Hey, would you like to make an Iggy Pop record?" And Iggy's from Detroit too, ironically. I went, "Are you kidding, Iggy?" I'm like, "Yeah." So Don and I became really good friends, and he had to go off and do the Grammys because he had done a Bonnie Raitt record. And well, next thing you know, Don is getting hired by Bob Seger, which means that another Detroit boy. I end up now making his records, and tour with him in 1996, all because of a connection with Don Was. And then we did Elton John, we did Iggy Pop, just went on and on. Bob Dylan went on and on and on. Record after record after record. We did the Grammys together. He did the Highwaymen record, which is Johnny Cash, Willie Nelson, Chris Christopherson, Waylon Jennings all together. My connection with Don is so huge, that's why he's in the book. In the music business, you can be popular 1 year and gone the next, never seen again. But we're talking, Rolling Stone just named me top 100 drummers of all time in any style of music. That's a pretty big honor. I touched every page of this book. I found calendars from 1977 until present, just keeping track of what my live gigs were, what my sessions were, my social life even, you know, when to pick up my son and all this. So I had that to go back to find out what records I made, what tours I did. I write charts. I'm famous for writing these very detailed charts. And so I have file cabinets of every session. Doesn't matter if it's a no-name person or it's Bon Jovi. I've got the charts of the Meatloaf record, Bat Out of Hell 2, with I'll Do Anything for Love, but I won't do that. Bon Jovi's solo record, Blaze of Glory. I've got, just everybody. Joe Cocker, Smashing Pumpkins, you name it, I've got it. So why did I write a book? Well, I didn't know why, but I'm so glad I did.